Hey, I'm Alex Lam, and in this video Stories of the World, we're going to be talking about 5 legendary real-life hitmen. Now, people can get famous for many different things, producing great music, acting a fool on the internet, but imagine being known for contract killing. Media has romanticized hitmen. When we normally think about hitmen, we think, a guy in a suit with a silenced pistol, or a guy on the roof with a giant sniper rifle. Well, though some of these are true, these legendary hitmen are professionals. Some set up a whole killing company where all employees are killers. Some have gotten military training, and some use high-tech gear to find their targets. So let's get to it. 5 legendary real-life hitmen Part 1. Now, before we get into it, these are in no particular order. They're all really terrifying, and there's just no way to, fairly rank all these people. So number 1, Wayne Silk Perry. Wayne Silk Perry is the most infamous gangster in Washington, D.C. He's been referred to as the Michael Jordan of murder. He got his first taste of blood early in life. I quote Perry, "First foot in the dirt in 1974. At the time, he was just 12 years old. Perry was legendary because he could kill at any moment. In broad daylight, up close and personal, in front of policemen. If you were on his list, you could be killed anywhere and any time. And to accompany this, he would kill anybody. Nobody was off limit." Again, I quote from Perry, "Police, killers, guerrillas. I used to go on robberies with some hella gangsters, but they always took the bullets out of my gun because they said I was too trigger happy." He eventually went on to work with Alberto Alpo Martinez, working as an enforcer. Silk acted as a bodyguard and hitman for Alpo. When Alpo was caught, he snitched on his right-hand man and Wayne Silk Perry, among others. Perry didn't take it personally though, as he knew it came with the line of work he did. He didn't snitch as he believed in the code. Perry is currently in maximum security facility in Washington State, serving a life sentence without possibility of parole. Number 2. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel. Benjamin Siegel was a notorious US mobster who carved celebrity status thanks to his charms, good looks, and gangster persona. His fellow gang members nicknamed him Bugsy in reference to his notorious, quick and violent temper. I quote, "Crazy as a bedbug." Bugsy started as a standover merchant during the Prohibition era. He's said to have become an alleged contract killer as mafia factions fought over control of the rackets. Eventually, he formed Murder Inc. with his close friend Meyer Lansky, a group focused on contract killing. The group nurtured other infamous killers such as Pittsburgh Phil. Murder Inc. was estimated to have been responsible for 100 on the low end of the estimates to 500 killing. Of his many crimes, he reportedly participated in the bloody hit on Luciano's rivals Salvador Maranzano and Joe the Boss Maceria in the year 1931. In the end, a hitman shot Siegel dead in Beverly Hills home in June 1947. The case was never solved. Number 3, Christopher Dale Flannery. Known within the underworld and police circles as Mr. Rent-A-Kill, Chris Flannery was a Melbourne-born criminal who became one of Australia's most dangerous, reputed hitmen. After several murder acquittals, Flannery was said to have worked as a bodyguard for Sydney crime figure George Freeman. He became an ally of the feared Arthur Neddy Smith during Sydney's Underworld War and grew a reputation for being trigger happy. He since reportedly told a police officer, "You're not a protected species, You're not a fucking koala." It is alleged Flannery shot Sydney Drug Squad detective Mick Dury on behalf of a Melbourne criminal for 50,000 Aussie dollars, though Dury survived the hit. In the month before Flannery disappeared, he was sent on one last job to kill underworld figure Tony Spaghetti Eustace. 16 days later, Flannery disappeared on the way to meeting with his boss, George Freeman. After his car wouldn't start, Flannery's boss told him to take a taxi instead. That was the last known contact of Mr. Rent-A-Kill. By the time he disappeared without a trace in May 1985, presumably murdered, Flannery was linked up to a dozen unsolved killings. Number 4, Richard Kiklinkski. the Iceman. Richard Leonard Kiklinkski was nicknamed the Iceman due to his cold-blooded nature and the fact that he once froze a victim to confuse the time of death. By his own account, he was one of the world's most prolific hitmen, a bear of a man. The married father of 2 from New Jersey in USA was convicted of 5 murders and serving consecutive life sentences when he died aged 70 in March 2006. He had also pleaded guilty to murdering a New York detective. During several prison interviews, Kiklinski claimed to have killed between 100 to 200 men, many as a mafia hitman. He said he did jobs for people who wanted them done and that those people paid him a good price. Kiklinski claimed to have killed his victims in a variety of different ways. He said he used guns, a crossbow, an ice pick, grenades, chainsaws, poison, bomb attached to a remote control car, and even hungry rats. He said his favorite weapon though was a cyanide solution administered with a nasal spray bottle in the victim's face. He said he never killed women or children and claimed to have had a hand in the mysterious disappearance and murder of union boss Jimmy Hoffs for $40,000. Experts and mafia insiders have laid doubt to some of Kiklinski's claims, but no one doubts he was a prolific hitman. Number 5, Alexander Solonik. Tagged as Russia's best known contract killer, Alexander Solonik earned many nicknames, including Super Killer and Alexander the Great, due to rumors about his killing proficiency. Solonik was a former policeman and top marksman. He's said to have an uncanny ability to shoot with both hands. He confessed to killing several leaders of the Russian underworld, but never identified his employers. He shot several policemen in the shootout while being arrested in October 1994 during a routine document check. Crazy. Now, European newspaper Sevodna once stated Solonik could be called one of the best known and most ruthless contract killers. His nearly supernatural ability to disappear and re-emerge again might easily be compared to that of an international terrorist, Carl's the Jackal. Solonik managed to escape from custody on several occasions. A body identified as his was found in 1997 near Athens, where he was believed to have been running a crime syndicate. The body has been strangled but no identification. According to reports, many believe the body was not Solonik's and that he lives on under assumed identity. So I'm kind of curious, how would you guys rank these 5 people? 1 being the best, I'm not saying, you know, hitmen are the best, but 1 being the best hitman and 5 being the lowest. You know, there's just so many factors, and I think it'd be an interesting topic for you guys to discuss in the comments section below. Because is the best guy to do with body count, or the brutality, or the reason of the victim? Because if the hitmen were only targeting other hitmen, it wouldn't be as bad as, you know, killing innocent people. So, you know, guys, discuss in the comments section below. So that's 5 legendary real life hitmen part 1. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna do because there is some really crazy interesting hitmen out there. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Also be sure to check out my previous videos if you enjoy this type of content. I'm Alex Lamb, and this is Stories of the World. Pew 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 pew.